How do you feel about politics? Do you feel as though those elected are acting in your best interest, or does it feel as though the system frequently represents corporations and favors them instead of their constituents? The $16 billion political industry is failing the American people. Only 17% of people trusted the American government all or most of the time. People feel as though their interests are not being represented and that those in power are not being held accountable for their actions. News and information surrounding our elected officials can be overwhelming to get through, and many of the resources and data sets that exist are presented only in English, are behind a paywall, or offer little to no accessibility accommodations. Only 9 states offer civic education, and no state offers experiential learning opportunities. This leaves people without the means and agency to demand action, change, and accountability. As political science students, we found that there was no one stop shop to compare candidates' policy stances, their financials, social media activity against their voting records. Our not for profit organization utilizes API technology, a proprietary database, and policy analysis to provide a resource for constituents with all of this information in one location and translated into multiple languages and formats. Our organization is driven by the community. We plan to collaborate with other grassroots organizations and academic institutions to host workshops and seminars, all surrounded around political literacy and civic engagement. We also plan to utilize social media to promote the organization's resources, events, and content. To grow this project, we were requesting $15,000 in seed funding out of $350,000 ultimately needed to ethically hire our team of software programmers, database developers, and coordinators to build our site and launch literacy programs locally and nationally. The National Transparency Project has set an objective to reach 100 donors in the first year after production, and to expand that to 500 donors within the next 3 years. Similar established organizations engage roughly 4.5 million page views per year, with approximately 700 donations coming in. Our goal is to engage 10% of our market competition in 3 to 5 years, with 500,000 impressions between page views and social media hits. Outside of public membership options and donations, our organization has diversified our revenue for a more sustainable public entity. Our secondary market will target organizations, publications, and other interest groups with the intent to commercially use our database or our credibility of transparency. We want to empower all of the members of the community with the tools and agency necessary to hold those in power accountable, and to do so in an accessible manner for all, regardless of education level, language, or disability. Political transparency and civic know-how should be for all, and not just those who have been paid to know where to look.